everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Priyanka. As you guys know, I keep talking about all kinds of different deals and finds, interesting stuff that I come across in my life here in Oslo. So if you like my content, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. You can even follow me on Instagram and Facebook. My handles are there in the description box below. And some of you have recently moved to Norway. So welcome to Norway, and you have some of your really encouraged me and put some lovely comments in my comment segment. So thank you for that, because it means a lot. Any kind of encouragement means a lot. And if you haven't liked and subscribed to my channel yet, please do that. So I'm going to talk about something really cool, interesting and fun that I thought that the people who are new to Oslo will really enjoy. That is 20 differences that you will experience in your first year when you move to Norway. So let's get started. First and foremost, the most important point, everything in Norway works on trust basis. Right from workplace culture to groceries to commutation system, everything is rooted in trust. For example, if I board a tram, the ticket checker will not be there 24/7. He might pay a random visit or a surprise visit to check if I bought my ticket or not, but it's an unspoken fact, it's an unspoken treaty that you might have bought your ticket. So everything out here is rooted in trust and good faith.
Let's talk about the next point, which is alcohol.
Access to alcohol is very tightly monitored in Norway. If you want to buy alcoholic beverages above 5% of content, then you will have to visit Vinmonopolet. What is Vinmonopolet? Well, it is a state-owned alcohol store, and it's the only store where you get alcoholic beverages above 5%. But then again, let me tell you, the timings for Vinmonopolet are quite strict. On weekdays, it's only open till 6 p.m. On weekends, it's open. On Saturdays, it's open till 3 p.m. and on Sundays, it's shut. If you want to buy alcohol less than 5% of content, then you can visit your nearest grocery stores like Rema and Kiwi. But then again, timings are restricted till 8 p.m. in the evening. So all the best. Next point is extreme weather. I live in Oslo, so if you're moving to Oslo, you will figure out that winters can be really dark and gloomy. The sun is barely out for 3 to 4 hours in winters, and it can get really freezing cold as low as minus 20 degrees. And in summers, it's absolutely upside down, other way around. The weather is like beautiful. It's bright, sunny, but at the same time, the sun doesn't set at all. Like the sun will set for barely 3 to 4 hours. So, and the maximum temperature will be like 30 or 32 degrees. But as you move further up north of Norway, you'll figure out there are places which don't see sun for days during winters, and other way around during summers. The midnight sun phenomena is pretty popular. The sun doesn't set at all. So it's crazy. You will definitely get to see extreme weather conditions if you live in Norway. Point number 6, the importance of the month of July. What is so special about the month of July? Well, let me tell you that in the month of July, entire Norway is in an unofficial vacation mode. Most of the government organizations out here are shut during the month of July, and even private firms encourage you to take leaves and take off and go on a vacation and chill out mode. So you will find that Norway, unlike any other country in any other part of the world, is in a very relaxed mode, travel mode, spending time with your family mode in July. So that is something that I really like. The importance of the month of July is like vacation mode on. Coming to the next point, which is that, but obvious, when you move to Norway, you will have difficulty in making friends because Norwegians are introverts. So getting to break the ice can be a task. But then again, there is a very beautiful concept of janteloven in Norwegian culture, which means that nobody is superior and everybody is rooted in humility. So that will be very apparent as you move out. You will see everybody is very kind, very generous. They might not talk to you immediately, but if you ask for help, everybody will be willing to help. And everybody out here believes in, simple living and high thinking. Coming to the next point, which is Norway is but obvious very environment friendly. You will see that Norway has the highest percentage of electrical cars in the world. You will find a Tesla very easily in every street and corner. The charging points are very well put in place. The infrastructure is very well maintained, and it's a very contrary thing that Norway is one of the highest and the largest producers of petrol, and yet it imposes a lot of taxes on fossil fuels back home because they want people to use more of electrical cars. But then the infrastructure is fabulous. You will find charging points at almost every street and corner, and electrical cars are everywhere here in Norway. Point number 9 is tap water and 24/7 hot water supply. Well, I come from India and we use a lot of filtering of AquaGuard, RO, because the water that usually comes for drinking is dirty. So there is a lot of procedures and methods and process of filtering the water. But that's not like here in Norway. You can simply go to your kitchen, turn on the tap, go to the bathroom, turn on the tap and drink the water. You will get full, hot water as well and cold water as well. And as for taking the bath, we used to use geyser in India, but that system is not there. You will get 24/7 supply of hot and cold water while taking a bath. So that's a big cultural difference for me. So that's the point number 1. 24/7 supply of hot and cold water as well as tap water drinking system. The 10th point is garbage sorting. When I moved from India to Norway, it took me a while to get used to the entire system because it's very organized and very systematic. Every household in Norway will usually have these plastic bags where they segregate and put different kinds of waste in. The green one is the biodegradable bag, which is used for food waste. The blue color one is for plastic waste. The white bag will be for others, and then there is paper waste. You can get these bags from your nearest, Rema and Kiwi, and they are free of cost. So garbage sorting is again a new thing that you will get used to, but it's a wonderful initiative which helps in saving the environment. The next point is expensive grocery. Well, when you go for grocery shopping, the first time you're definitely gonna get jitters because despite budget options like Rema and Kiwi, the local stores, they are still on the high end. But as you move and explore gradually, you will figure out you have better, cheaper alternatives like Asian stores, Turkey stores, Indian stores, where you can get cheaper, better groceries. But then if you put everything into the larger realm and if you see it like a telescopic view, you will see that groceries are expensive in Norway as a whole. Point number 12 is healthcare. When you move to Norway, you will be assigned a personal general physician, and any kind of healthcare expense beyond 2,000 crowns in a year will be covered by the government because public healthcare in Norway is covered and insured by the government. So healthcare in Norway is sorted. My next 2 points number 13th and 14th, are interlinked because it brings me to the concept of koseligg. Koseligg is a Norwegian concept which means enjoying yourself, warm and fuzzy feeling. Basically in winters, since winters can be dark, gloomy, and people can, fall into the trap of depression, people look for ways to, keep themselves entertained, warm and feel at home. So you will see plants and you will see a lot of candles in Norwegian homes. Everybody out here has their indoor plants and scented candles to enjoy and keep themselves warm, fuzzy and happy. So that is point number 13 and point number 14, plants and candles culture. Coming to the point number 15, it's do it yourself. Well, everything in Norway, you have to do it yourself. Be it plumbing, gardening, grocery, garbage, making furniture, anything and everything, you have to do it yourself because cost of labor, human labor is very high in Norway. So everybody out here is self-sufficient and they do their own work, and you also stay physically fit by doing this. But then you will be out of your comfort zone, challenged, and you will be asked to do everything by yourself. So do it yourself is point number 15. The next point is online shopping delivery. Well, when I moved to Norway, this was something that it took me a while to get used to it because it's not something that I was familiar with, is that when you shop online, if you want the delivery fee to be free, then your product will be delivered to your nearest grocery store. As and when you will be ordering, your nearest grocery store options will be flashed before you and you need to select them where you want to go. And when it is delivered, you need to go to your nearest delivery grocery store to collect it. And in case you want it to be delivered home, you need to pay extra delivery charges. In other case, there can be times when you have become a member and you can expect a home delivery, or else you shop beyond the limit that it will be delivered to your home. But usually what happens is, in case you want to save the delivery charges, you will have to go to a nearest grocery store which will be flashed before you in terms of options to go and collect your parcel when you shop online. Point number 17 is fashion. Well, you will usually see that Norwegians usually dress in neutral color palettes. It can be black, white, beige, gray, but they usually dress in neutral color palettes that are timeless and classic. Because I remember once I was at Karl Johan Street and I was wearing this hot pink jacket, and you could literally figure me out and spot me a mile away because everybody around was in neutral color palette. So you will see that neutrals is very common in Norway in terms of fashion. Also, when I came to Norway, I got with me a lot of huge handbags. But then as I started blending in with the culture, I realized that sling bags are very popular in Norway. The size of sling bags may vary. It can be a tiny pouch to a big sling bag, handbag, but then usually sling bag is the way it is here in Norway. Also, sandals and heels is very hard to spot. Usually everybody dresses in Converse shoes and boots. Also, you will figure out that nail art extension and eyelash extension parlors are very popular in Norway. So these fashion differences you will figure out and start noticing as you spend your time in Norway. Jumping to the next point, well, point number 18 is that salons in Norway are expensive. Well, manual labor in Norway is expensive, which is why you will find all kind of services like haircut, hair coloring, keratin, blah blah blah, etc. expensive in Norway. So be prepared for it because salons in Norway are expensive. As we are rearing towards the end, point number 19 is safety. When you move to Norway, you will gradually figure out that Norway is very safe. It doesn't matter what time of the clock it is. You can step out without worrying, feeling threatened or anxious because you will feel very comfortable in Norway. I have even heard a lot of stories where people have lost their wallets and they've lost their belongings, but they have found it and being returned to them as it is without even a single penny taken away from them. So this is there. Norway is very safe, and you will definitely find it a huge cultural shock when you come to Norway. The grand finale. The grand finale. Point number 20 is that Norway is absolutely stunning. It doesn't matter which part of the world you're coming from. The moment you hit Norway, you will realize that Norway is absolutely breathtakingly gorgeous. It is so beautiful, so serene. The entire landscape has so much diversity that you will fall in love with Norway. So that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed my information and content. As and when you move to Norway, these 20 differences you will explore, then you find them helpful, informative and insightful. And if you did, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. This is Priyanka Valli signing off, and definitely do leave your suggestions and comments below and keep looking forward to more of content. Until my next video, bye bye.